Good day. My name is Albert Langan. I'm from BHSM and I'm a freshman student. Today, I will discussing about the nitrogen cycle and how it's processed. So as we can see, we have 7 steps. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So let's start discussing about the nitrogen. So nitrogen is really important to both plants, animals, and all living things in this planet. We need nitrogen for our DNA and for proteins, but we just can't breathe uh, in the nitrogen like oxygen. But we must absorb our nitrogen to our food and plants. Nitrogen follow the cycle. So here is the process of the nitrogen cycle. So in step 1, here's the step 1. This is the process for the step 1. Nitrogen is introduced to the soil by precipitation. Nitrogen exists in our atmosphere, naturally 78% made up of nitrogen. Another 22% is made up of oxygen, carbon dioxide, and other greenhouse gases. And here, once the rain falls down to the ground, it brings us elemental nitrogen from the air down to the soil. So the next step is the step 2. Here's after the rain falls down into the ground, bacteria in the soil, it finds way that bacteria can be found in the roots of the plants. And after that, change the nitrogen from all in more usable form plants at the roots in the plants. And the nitrogen is combined hydrogen to make ammonia in a process called hydrogen fixation. Hydrogen fixation. So here in the step 3, plants build up protein and DNA using this usable nitrogen to get from the soil based on the step 2 statement. So the next step is the step 4. So here is the animals. And animal eat the plants and they use here is the animals and this is the plants, and they eat the plants to use the nitrogen inside the plants to build their own protein and DNA. So after the next step for the step 4 is the step 5 and 6. After the animal eat the plants, animals either dies or their waste or along the decomposers and release the nitrogen back into the soil, and it's a process called ammonification. Ammonification. The last step is the bacteria. Here is the bacteria. Bacteria in the soil break down the nitrogen compound and release the nitrogen into the atmosphere. Bacteria that release the nitrogen atmosphere in a process called denitrifying. Denitrifying. And the nitrogen return to the atmosphere, and after that the cycle starts all over again. And to review the nitrogen cycle process, here in the step 1, nitrogen is introduced to the soil by precipitation. And step 2, bacteria in the soil and plant roots also convert nitrogen into usable form. This is called hydrogen fixation. And the next step is the step 3. Plants build up proteins and DNA using usable nitrogen absorbed from the soil. And step 4, when animals eat those plants that have nitrogen, they use it to build animal protein and DNA. Here the step 5 and 6, when these animals poop, pee, or die, the waste product or dead bodies are break down by decomposer and the nitrogen is reintroduced into the soil, and it's the process called ammonification. And the last step is the step 7. Nitrogen compounds in the soil can be broken down by bacteria. Here's the bacteria, and and, and sent into the air as nitrogen gases here, and return the nitrogen into the atmosphere, and it's a called process by denitrifying. And that's how the nitrogen cycle process. And that's all. Thank you.